Welcome back, everybody. Tuesday morning edition of Hot Mic rolls on. Steve Laqua joins us, MSU Moorhead head football coach. So before you came on, we were just reading a story from Front Office Sports. I know one of your favorite websites you go to, but it actually has a story on a guy you may know, one Connor McGovern, who turned down to be the heir to the a potato empire to go chase an NFL career. I think it's worked out okay. Backstory question, though, for people who don't know, Steve obviously coached Connor in high school. Give us the wow moment. Like, okay, we got something here that he may play beyond Shanley High School.
You must have known this story, too. You're putting me out there to show the people how not smart I am in this case. So, okay, so here's the truth of the story. Obviously, he was a really good player,
Yes.
really good, in high school. And, I had been at MSU before that, so I kind of had an idea. And, the Missouri coach came in, and honestly, he's asking about character. He checks all the boxes, hard worker. And he asked, how good do you think he can be? I said, honestly, I don't know at your level. I'm like, hopefully he can be one of your top 10 guys. He's not going to be a problem. There's an injury and you need to put him in. He's going to know what to do. He's going to be gritty. Like, I think you're going to get that. And, well, I was way off, you know what I mean? So I didn't. Now I will say this. I will say credit to Connor. He obviously had it in him.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was in him when he left.
I agree with you.
He got to Missouri. He was in a situation that was phenomenal in the sense of they had draft picks and people playing in the NFL that were there over his 4-year stretch and had just left. And I remember him telling me when I got there, Coach, I was overwhelmed. Like I had no business being there. And so I'm doing drills in my dorm room. I'm working on footwork. And so I think he got into this vacuum of high level of talent, high level of competitiveness. And that either chews you up and spits you out or it pulls you up. And for him, I think it really pulled him up. The guys around him made him reach his potential. And it was in there. And he put the work in to make it happen.
The thing to me that's crazy about this, I know because we talked to him, about when Rodgers got to the Jets. And then I know we went through the injury deal, how close he was to being done. And then he's back, and now he's starting again with the Saints. I mean, he was this close to being done, Steve.
Yeah, no, I think he maybe pulled a veteran move here of almost being done this fall.
Yeah.
He's probably looking at it going, do I really need to go to fall camp and preseason games? Like, I've kind of proved my worth. If somebody needs me, they're going to call me up, and and I don't have to go through that and put my body through that. And hey, whether he intentionally did that or not, or it worked out, probably saved some tread on the tires, got him into some clubs, and now he's got his opportunity. And he's kind of earned that right of being able to say, hey, I've proven what I can do. I can come in and you just got to give me a shot.
Man, it's good stuff there. It's unbelievable stuff for your football team on Saturday. We're going to show the highlights of just the end of this game. You had another roller coaster on the sidelines. I can't even imagine. You have a chance to go in front. You take the lead. Minot comes back, and you're down 10 again with, what is it, 4 minutes, maybe less than that. I mean, just describe what happened with your football team over the last 4 minutes of this game.
Well, and you're looking at the clock down 10 with, about 6 minutes to go. I'm like, well, I'm like, this is not as bad as Duluth, but this is not very good. Not very good. And it was good. And Jesse Curry, our defense coordinator, kind of came up to me and said, hey, when we score, I think we should go for the onside kick. And it kind of snapped me. I'm like, yeah, that's right. When we score, because we're going to score. And so, we were able to make that happen. And then we made it happen really quick, score with, 4 minutes to go. And then the question was, should we onside kick or not? And the nature of their offense allowed us, we felt like, hey, go for the onside kick, give us a shot. If we don't get it, it's a short field. So they're going to run out of room grinding the clock out, and hopefully we'll hold to a field goal. We get the ball back down 6 and we got a shot, worst case scenario. And so our team stayed poised. They're really resilient through these times. There wasn't panic. There wasn't this craziness. It literally was when we gave up the touchdown, the defensive guy just rallied and said, hey, whatever's happened, happened. But the next time we're on the field, we need a 3 and out. And that was what they got.
Yeah.
Fortunate enough, we got a fumble. I think it was a 2 and out with the fumble. And so their ability to flip the page and just go, hey, what's the next play? What's the next thing I have control over? That's what I got to focus on and let go of everything else is phenomenal.
I don't know I guess I knew that Jack Strand had those kind of wheels. Did you to score from 13 yards out?
Yeah, honestly, he can run. He is a straight line speed guy. Now I don't know if he's got the Barry Sanders juke you out type moves, but if you want to get in the foot race, the kid can run. Now he's got a good top end speed, and so when he's able to do that, it certainly has helped our offense. He's added that to his game. I thought this year he's really extended some plays with his feet. But when teams are playing, a 2-man and maybe only rushing 3, he's been able to say, hey, you want to drop everybody in cover? That's fine. I can run for 10 yards and we can move the chains and get a new set of downs.
Okay, so he scores. They get the ball. They fumble it. You score again to take the lead. And Brady Perriman, who's, of course, involved in every big play for you this year. And then you force another fumble. I mean, just the reaction on the sideline when the ball's on the turf, you guys got to be going through the move here when you get the ball again.
A lot of excitement. Yeah, and as a coach, it kind of plays out almost how you preach it through the week of just being, hey, one of the themes was be aggressively patient. There's going to be opportunities they're going to give us throughout the game, and when they give them to us, we're going to have to capitalize on them. And now I thought they would spread out through the course of the game, but it kind of was right at the end. We get two fumbles, and we're opportunistic. We got the chance. Obviously, we'd like to put the game away, offensively and end it with a kneel instead of having to get another stop on defense. But great job by the defense, kept battling, and got the turnovers when we needed them.
Well, you mentioned that. So you couldn't run out the clock. I mean, is your blood pressure just spiking then again when okay, they got the ball with a minute left?
Honestly, it wasn't. You get in the moment and you're trying to manage. You're like, okay, they've got 2 timeouts. We got to get to this piece.
Oh.
Now we called passes on 3rd and 4th down. That makes me a little bit nervous in a situation like that. But all we need to do is get a first down and we can kneel on it. And it doesn't matter how you get it. And so, we got to be a little bit better executing. I think we weren't very far off from being able to make it happen. But at the end of the day, we didn't. And so you got to close games out in this league. These games are so close.
Yeah.
We've been winning at the buzzer. Now we gotta win with a little more time on the clock so we can just kneel down and walk off the field.
The fact that you won previous games similar, did that help? Did that keep the mindset the same on the sidelines?
Well, I think without a doubt, right? We've been able to win games when our back's to the wall. We've been able to come back. We've been able to score quickly, get stops, turn the field. I think you can also look back at the history and go, well, we've won 10 straight years against Minot.
Yep.
So there's a little bit of on our end, a belief of, okay, we're going to figure out how to make this happen. And over those 10 years, we've had a few of those too. And it's kind of on the flip side where we've been on that of you're just trying to climb you can't climb the mountain against a certain team. You're like, just it unravels right when you think you're going to get it. And so, we're fortunate. Probably some of that played into the mental part of it.
5-4 though, 2 games remaining, and we'll talk about Bemidji in a minute here. Just you could probably, I'm sure, justify, hey, we could have won 2 more games, but also you could say, well, we pulled 2 games absolutely out of the fire. How do you balance that with where your record is right now? I guess my question is, are what your record says you are, as Bill Parcells says?
Well, that's what it is. You know what I mean? It's whether you think you are or you're not, that's what your record is. It's funny because I said the same thing to my wife this morning. I said, I don't know if we're razor thin close to being a 1-win football team or razor thin close to being a 1-loss football team.
Yep.
But then you look at our conference, that's kind of how it plays out. This is a very even conference. It's entertaining. And you got to be on point and everybody can beat everybody. Games could go a lot of different ways if you play everybody more than once, and maybe it evens itself out.
Yeah.
And the true best teams are at the top, but right now that might not always be the case the way it plays out. And when you only play everybody once in an 11-game season. So I don't know. Great question.
You don't apologize for the wins, right? That's exactly where you're at. You've got Bemidji State. You know them better than anybody. They're 6-3. Their 87-year-old quarterback finally graduated. What do you make of what BSU brings to Nemzik this weekend?
Well, they really did a nice job replacing them with another good quarterback
Yes.
that's doing some great things, running and throwing, more running than Brandon Alt did. And so they've been really effective. They had quite a game last week, was a big win over Wayne State. And they've had our numbers since 2018. It's been quite a while since we've been able to get a win. And so they're a really good football team, both sides of the ball. I think they're one of the top defenses, the best pass defense in the conference. And so that's an interesting matchup. Super physical. They we got our hands full, definitely.
This is a trophy game. It's a rivalry game. You mentioned your seniors have not had that. How much does that even need to be said this week during practice?
Well, in our leadership meeting yesterday, the guys definitely brought up that, the guys, on the team and, the guys that graduated before that haven't been a part of having the acts. And so we're aware of it. I think the biggest thing for me is just preaching. It's not about an outside trophy. It's not about the other team. This is about you're playing because of your buddies. You're playing to do something great with them, not in spite of a rivalry game or in spite of other people. It's like you're trying to do it for each other, and I think that's the theme we got to get through this week.
I have to ask you. I know Mike McFeely wrote the story on Jay Stedman, who calls your games. Thankfully, it sounds like he's doing better. He and James do a great job calling games. They are so into Dragon football, which I love because I love the enthusiasm. Just what have they brought to Dragon broadcasts over the last couple of years?
Well, it's been exciting that they're all in, and
no doubt,
and they're around the interviews and they know the guys and they're able to bring the games there, and they're living and dying, and there's a place, and this as an announcer of play-by-play of being impartial and in the middle. I don't know that they're all in, and they're definitely homers. And when you're on that side of it, you like that. And I know that maybe isn't for everybody or whatnot, but when I'm on the inside and they're all for us, I think it's great. And so, and I think the people that are listening, they're homers too. And those that are listening from the other communities, if they're on the other team,
they understand.
Find somebody else to listen to.
Two last things. You tweeted out, and I don't know if I know you as a movie guy, but after the game on Saturday, you tweeted out "Attack, Die, Repeat." That's from Edge of Tomorrow, a Tom Cruise movie, one of my favorites. Is that a movie you know? Do you like this movie?
That is the movie that was the theme of our week. We chopped that up into about 25, 30 minutes for the team. We do that every week. Friday night, that was the movie, and the things that we pulled out of that movie played out, right? You grow stronger in that movie.
Yep.
We grew stronger. We get the 2 turnovers at the end. We were aggressive, patience, opportunistic. We got better. And so we just try and build whatever the week's theme is around the movie. And so when we win, I try and just let that out, and the guys on the inside maybe know more of it. Yeah.
That's good.
We felt like that fit for option football. You see the same thing over and over and over, and you better get better at it, and you better just stay disciplined, because if you're not, they'll make you pay.
Last thing, inquiring minds need to know the Halloween verdict. How'd it go at the Laqua house last week?
Honestly, I don't know how much time we have. It was real quick, but it was great. I couldn't have been more proud as a parent. So as the night gets later, you get to the middle school and high school crowd.
Correct.
So my daughters are handing out candy, and it got to the high school crowd, and they were like, okay, here's the deal. We're playing rock, paper, scissors, and you can wager how much candy you want. And so if you want to wager 5 pieces and you win, we're going to give you 5 pieces. But if you lose, you're taking 5 pieces and putting in. There's a little skin in the game. I was like, oh, this is great. And so they went after it. There's a group of three guys there. 2 win, 1 lose. They were like, kid comes back about 10 minutes later. He goes, double it or nothing. Like, you're on. It was fabulous. That's what I'm talking about. Skin in the game, no entitlement, enthusiasm. Yeah, it was great.
There was real stakes on the line apparently at the Laqua house.
Absolutely.
Holy cow!
As a father sitting back in the shadows with my Grinch costume on, my heart was pumping. I was like, I couldn't be more proud right now.
When we need a camera on that next time, that'd have been fantastic video. That'd have been pretty good.
That could have been good stuff. And I didn't push them to that. They did that on their own.
That was organic. That was a totally organic move.
All right. Even better.
All right. Great to see you, bud. Congrats on the win, and good luck on Saturday with Bemidji, okay?
You bet. Thank you.
Steve Laqua joins us each and every Tuesday at 10:35. I can guarantee you one thing. Dragons will have another entertaining game. You won't leave without some sort of excitement for that game on Saturday against BSU. We'll break. We come back. We'll wrap things up and get you ready for, I guess it's a rather large Tuesday. We'll do that when Hot Mike wraps right after this on WDAY Extra, KSFL TV, and Inforum.com.